Gary Sinise is here today because of his unparalleled work to benefit children overseas and to support American veterans. He and author Laura Hillenbrand founded Operation International Children, which in partnership with Kansas City-based People to People International provides school supplies to children all over the world through American troops. Gary's work for American veterans ranges from supporting the USO to establishing the American Veterans Disabled for Life Memorial in Washington, D.C. He is well known for entertaining the troops with his Lieutenant Dan Band, but he also performs domestically to support worthy causes. And this Memorial Day, he will be in St. Louis to benefit a 26-year-old Marine who was one of only 3 surviving quadruple amputees from the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Gary, it's our pleasure to present to you the 2011 Harry S. Truman Good Neighbor Award.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Carl. It's wonderful to be back in Kansas City. The first time I came here was back in 1995. It was a wonderful period of time for me. I had recently had the privilege to play Lieutenant Dan in the movie Forrest Gump, and I got a call shortly after that from some producers asking me to consider a portrayal of Harry Truman. And I didn't know that much about the president, was not the greatest history student in high school. So I started studying up a little bit about him because I was curious as to why they thought I should play him. And after some convincing and some studying, I finally agreed to accept the challenge to play Harry Truman. And it was one of the great challenges of my life and one of the great acting moments of my life, to dig into the David McCullough book about President Truman, to learn his amazing life story, and where he came from, the simple background to rise to become the President of the United States, and the decisions and he had to make and the challenges he faced. I grew to admire the man. And also when you think about the fact that President Truman never owned his own home, always lived in somebody else's place. We paid for it for about 8 years. And then he came back to independence and went back to his mother-in-law's house. I had the pleasure of shooting at the Truman Library and spending time researching the role. They let me down into the archives at the Truman Library. I got to study footage that I don't think is open to the general public. So they were very supportive of me. And then we actually shot in the Truman Library in the Oval Office there. I don't know why they let us come in there with a film crew to shoot in the Oval Office, but they did. So when you see the movie, you see the Oval Office. That's right there at the library. And then I started getting involved in all kinds of humanitarian efforts. And one of those led me back to Kansas City, and that was this program that Carl mentioned called Operation International Children. It was originally called Operation Iraqi Children. I had the privilege to visit Iraq twice in 2003, and on my second trip there, I was able to go out on a mission with our troops to visit some of the schools that they had been refurbishing there. And these schools were very, very modest compared to our schools. But the kids were very proud of this new school that they had. And the headmaster of the school was very proud. And I could see the interaction between the troops and the children and how positive that was. And I wanted to reinforce that in some way from home. So I came back and started sending school supplies to our troops over in Iraq through one of the majors that I met at one of the bases there. She connected me up with Laura Hillenbrand, who was trying to get her book Seabiscuit translated into Arabic and sent over because one of the colonels there that she had been in touch with happened to be reading the book, and some of the kids saw the book and asked him what the story was. And he said it was about this champion horse. And so he contacted Laura, asked her if there was any way to get him translated into Arabic, which she was able to do. But that was going to be a one-time program, and so this particular major at this base thought that Laura and I should meet because we were trying to help the kids over there through our soldiers. And so we started Operation Iraqi Children to send school supplies over to the kids. And that led us right here to Kansas City. Mike Myers, right over here, my Vietnam veteran buddy, saw me on television or heard me on the radio or something like that, promoting the fact that we were sending school supplies over to the troops. He contacted me and said that he knows some people that might be able to help us expand the program. And it was through Mike that I met another good neighbor, Mary Eisenhower of People to People International, and we teamed up with People to People. FedEx jumped on board, gave us some wonderful grants to help us ship the supplies. And through this work of supporting the troops, helping the kids, and visiting our troops around the world, I have met many, many good neighbors out there that are trying to do the right thing and trying to help people. I could name dozens of organizations and people that I admire who are doing similar work in support of our troops and our families and our children. And I will, if you'll indulge me for a second. I'm involved with another organization that helps the children of our fallen soldiers called Snowball Express. I recently went on the board, joined the board of Snowball Express. Snowball is a wonderful organization that was started by a group of Vietnam veterans who just wanted to do something to help the kids of our fallen soldiers. So they started bringing these children together at Disneyland in California. And about 10 months after they got started and brought some kids together through the help of American Airlines, another wonderful organization that has a great Veterans Initiative program that supplies the airplanes to bring these children together. We all teamed up, and now every year I'm involved in the Snowball Express event, which now takes place down in Dallas. And we bring over 1,000 kids together who have lost a parent in the war to show them a good time and to give them good memories to help them through the holidays. We usually do it in December. These are good neighbors out there that are doing wonderful things to help the children of our fallen. The Disabled American Veterans organization that I got involved with after Forrest Gump, after playing a disabled American veteran, Vietnam veteran. They contacted me because they saw me on screen in Forrest Gump. They asked me to come to their national convention. And so I did, and I've been supporting the Disabled American Veterans every year. And there's dozens and dozens of people, wonderful people out there, who are doing what they can to support our brave and courageous warriors who are sacrificing each and every day for us. I do have to thank my friend Dave McIntyre of Tri-West Healthcare Alliance, because through Dave I've met so many wonderful people, and he supports me in projects and I support him in projects because he's out there, provides health care for 22 states west of the Mississippi for our military. And it was through Dave that I met the members of the Medal of Honor Society, and I've had the privilege to be involved with the Medal of Honor Society since 2007 and meet extraordinary, courageous Americans and their families who have sacrificed so much for all of us. I am privileged to be involved with so many good neighbors out there, too many to mention. But they're all trying to do good work. It's a privilege to be able to support them. It's an honor to be able to stand before you and receive the Harry Truman Good Neighbor Award for something that I believe is just the right thing to do. Thank you very much, everybody.